Anime Dartboard, the segment of the podcast where we randomly select a 350-minute maximum anime that is English dubbed, and we held a discussion on it, like an anime book club. Normally I would, especially for the finale, I would try and do something like kind of fun and like I used to do, but the thing is, like, it's going to be it's going to be like a month or two before we're back with Anime Dartboard anyway, before the show resumes. So I want to make sure people actually know what the show is about before I get a little fun with it. So you can probably expect the same thing next time we do the show, is little fun Anime Dartboard thing. We watched Aldnoah.Zero as our randomly selected anime. John, what did you think of Aldnoah.Zero?
I remember liking it.
You remember liking it? Interesting.
Yeah.
Would you like to elaborate?
Big robot.
Big robot. Well, you're supposed to take notes on this. You've been saying you were doing that. So there's no notes, is there? Is there, John? There's no notes. There's no notes. This is fucking boring. This wasn't very good. I completely disagree. I didn't like it at all. I appreciate that the Martians were so fucking batshit powerful that the main character was like, well, I'm going to use a training mech as my primary mech because it has lighter armor, and it's just like, well, why would I use a heavier armored military mech if the armor is just going to slow me down and not stop any attacks? Like, they really justify him using a training module as like, well, it's faster. And the armor does nothing. Like, if the armor does nothing, he's completely right. Just take it off.
There's no need for this anymore.
If it's not protecting you, it's just slowing you down. Which is why his mech is fucking orange. For season 1, I think it was a bit interesting. I almost think that, and this becomes a bigger issue in season 2. Actually, season 1 makes it become an issue in season 2, which is that the Martians are too powerful. Like, a single Martian mech will just fuck everyone to pieces. In the show, and there's nothing you can do to stop it. Like, they all have one very arbitrary weakness, but if they ever were to send 2 of these mechs against like Earth, or 3 at the one time in season 1, it's fucking game, right? Could you imagine if the fucking dude that just deletes everything from reality while walking was to show up at the same time as like the fucking like chick that could duplicate herself or something? It'd be game. It'd be fucking hopeless.
Yeah.
And they never do that in season 1. They do it in season 2, but in season 2, they're just like, for some reason, Earth is just better in season 2. Like, for some reason, the mechs stop becoming a thing. I don't know. It's stupid. But yeah, I kind of appreciated the princess at the beginning, but they don't really end up doing with anything with this. But yeah, like, the whole thing is like, and then there's like the orbital bombardment. I'm not like, the opening with the landing castles and the orbital bombardments makes it seem like it's game over. Earth has absolutely no hope of withstanding the Martian attack, and yet for some reason it always seems like there's just more Earth forces getting pulled directly out of the characters' assholes. Like, did you feel like that, where it's like, where are all these people coming from?
Yeah, they would just show up.
Like, it opens with a fucking meteor nuking the shit out of like Nolans, and it's like, okay, so like, how is this still happening though? Like, where are they getting all these Earthlings from? And like the big decisive switch in like the war and how well they're progressing is the ability to like move that one airship, but like Earth is a big sized planet. Like, how are they? I don't know how that warship was supposed to do anything. I don't know. And I kind of, I don't know. Season 2 delves a little bit more about the Earth guy who lives on Mars, like the blonde one. I don't remember his name. And his like motivations, but his ability to like protect the guy who betrayed the princess at the beginning, it always just felt like a weird decision to me, to be honest.
No, I agree with that. Yeah, it felt very out of place.
Mm-hmm.
But big robots.
Yeah. I think some of the robots are cool. I think the concept of a landing castle is sick as shit. It's like a mixture between just like a relativistic kill vehicle, and like a carrier, which is just like the ability to like turn a carrier into a goddamn nuclear weapon is bonkers. Right? You just drop your carrier from space. I've never seen that. It's a cool if anything, I think it might be the coolest concept in season 1. Now, I will say, this is just... Did you watch season 2, for the record? Do you have anything
No,
to
I
say?
did.
No. You did?
I did not.
You did not. Then I'll say the coolest thing in season 2. This is a little taste for you. One of the enemies uses lasers as an attack, which is of course a directed energy weapon, and so they use the ship to target him by like sort of coordinating his position, and they're able to hit him with mortars because they attack him from beyond, like they were firing the shots up into the air and then curving them down towards him, and he wasn't able to hit them because the curvature of the Earth was getting in the way. Because lasers just move directly forward, but mortars curve up and turn around. So they were firing over the Earth's curvature to hit him, and he couldn't hit them because they were taking cover behind the fucking planet.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
I mean, that's sick as shit. That is the best thing in the entire series. Is using planet Earth as your cover.
Yeah, that could work.
Oh, but yeah, you said you remember kind of liking it. I thought the show was fucking mediocre. It also borrows very heavily from Mobile Suit Gundam. Like, it's very much influenced by Mobile Suit Gundam. Where
big robot.
There's like a colony that exists out in space that rebels against like Earth, and the colony in space has superior technology, and there's a ambiguous blonde boy who is the star for the completely Japanese main protagonist, who uses a fucking training mech to fend off against. It's Gundam. The princess of the enemy country ends up like working with the main character against her own side, which is very similar to Scylla working against Zeon in Mobile Suit Gundam. Like it's very, very similar to Mobile Suit Gundam, like the original Gundam 79. Like it's like very heavily influenced by it. Not just like the robot thing, but like even the story and characters. Gen Urobuchi's bootleg a Gundam. No, honestly, I think I don't want to call it a ripoff. I think there's enough unique aspects about Aldnoah.Zero that I couldn't fully call it a ripoff, but I think calling it Gen Urobuchi's bootleg a Gundam is probably an accurate enough statement. It's like Gen Urobuchi's like, I'm gonna make a Gundam, and then Gen Urobuchi made Gundam. is what this kind of feels like. It's like he wanted to do a throwback to original Gundam without the license to Gundam.
Big robot.
Big robot, yeah. Oh, and you might be wondering, hey, Zach, you've actually seen the original Mobile Suit Gundam. Did Gen Urobuchi make a better series than original Gundam? Not even goddamn close. Not even in the same fucking ballpark as Gundam.
Other big robots.
Bigger robots, actually. I'm pretty sure Gundam are bigger than the thing. Mobile suits, because Gundam aren't the name of the mechs in Gundam. Gundam are very specific mobile suits. Very specific mechs in the Gundam series, but I believe mobile suits are actually larger than the mechs in this series.
Oh,
you'd be shocked how big a fucking Gundam is.
I got a couple around the room.
You come up to a Gundam's toe.
Tarantino will love it.
Yeah, well,
full circle.
So yeah, I actually think mobile suits are like way bigger than these things, which is fine. Honestly, like because mobile suits are designed to fight in space, so it's fine. But like we're talking like Earth-based ground combat. If anything, mobile suits I actually feel are a bit too big. I think this is more real. Like a smaller mech like you would see in this is a lot more useful for fighting in like cities and small areas because
like Robotech.
Huh?
Like Robotech.
Fuck you. So you probably don't know my issue with Robotech. There is an anime called Macross, and Robotech. It allow me to describe how fucked up Robotech is. I want you to just imagine this is Dragon Ball, right? Imagine someone had the license to Dragon Ball, Dragon Ball Z, and Dragon Ball Super. Now I want you to decide that they were too lazy to adapt all three, and so they decided to take all three shows and just jam them awkwardly together to make one show. That's what Robotech is.
Fair enough.
Robotech is like a fucking horrifying chimera of Macross.
Fun game, though.
Huh?
Play the shit out of the
game. Is it a solid... I have not played the game.
It's on GameCube. I played the fuck out of it.
Oh, okay. The horrifying Macross chimera.
Plane. You can be a robot, or you can be a half robot, half plane.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm ready to move on from Aldnoah.Zero. I think describing as Generabuchi's bootleg... Generabuchi's bootleg Gundam is probably the best way to go about it.
Yeah.
This is the Cold Topic finale. So I'm going to continue on with Anime Dartboard. We will be seeing it in Dialogue Tree, so it won't be next month, but probably the month after that. We will be expected to have already seen the new episode of whatever anime is selected. We're going to keep the same rules, exact same rules, so everyone can participate, because I think they're decently solid rules. Honestly, I think they're reasonable, and you can have a discussion. I will be continuing on with the series. John, I assume you're done. I assume you will not be continuing on with Anime Dartboard.
I might join every once in a while, when you do your thing.
Okay.
If I have time.
Yeah.
Sitting down to watch 12 to 13 episodes kind of sucks sometimes.
Yeah. All right. So let's give it a go. Let's see what's gonna come up. We're gonna shuffle for the final Cold Topic Anime Dartboard selection.
The last one.
And we get... I know a certain someone in the comments that just lost her fucking mind.
What is it?
Project Echo.
Oh. Interesting.
Okay. Project Echo. 16 years after its destruction by a meteor, Graviton City has been rebuilt into a futuristic metropolis. However, this is of little concern to superpowered high school student Eiko Megami, who only cares about her best friend Shiko Kotobuki and arriving at school on time. Unfortunately, the incredibly intelligent Biko Daitokuji intends to befriend Shiko, taking Aiko's place as Shiko's best friend using any means she can. Biko decides that to accomplish this, she must defeat Aiko in combat. In order to overcome her super strength and speed, Biko creates a mecha and challenges Aiko in front of their school gate. As the two commence their battle, an extremely large spaceship hovers over Earth, searching for something left behind. This is created by Studio APPP, which I have quite literally never heard of, and has made... Oh My Goddess? And I guess the original Hokuto no Shinken. Wow, I've genuinely never fucking heard of this studio before. This is fucking and a small amount of porn, it looks like.
Yeah.
Came out in 1986 and was directed by Katsuhiko Nishijima. It's an hour, 23-minute movie, and it has the action, adventure, comedy, and sci-fi tags. And I don't know what Katsuhiko Nishijima created. He made... He made Aika. He made this. He made... Wow, fucking nothing I have heard of. He made this. This is what this man has made. He has made this, basically.
He made stuff, you know.
Okay, yeah, Project A-ko. John, I assume you're not watching, but if you were watching, how do you think you'd be feeling about it?
50-50. I feel like
50-50.
I'm at like but maybe I won't. I don't
I
know.
I know Maid's a big fan, and actually, now where we're at it, we could probably call her out and see what she gave it. Uh, Looks like a 10 out of 10, but my other two friends on Mal gave it a 7 and a 5, respectively.
Those are some broad numbers.
And it has an average score of 6.85, which, as we all know on Mal, is coin flip territory.
Mm-hmm.
So
50-50.
you could get anything from this. This could be anything. Who fucking knows with Project A-ko? I'm optimistic. I think it could be a fun time. I generally love like dumb 80s like action comedy stuff. So I guess we'll fucking find out. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm ready to call dartboard there, unless you got anything to add about Project A-ko.
Maybe I'll watch it.
Maybe you'll watch it. Well, I have.
If I can find it easily.
I have a dartboard discussion tab for you too. It's probably on RetroArch, I'd imagine, or not RetroArch, Retro Crush, I think.
Probably.
I have a discussion tab if you'd like to discuss it. It's literally what it's there for. I have an entire discussion tab dedicated to dartboard that no one actually uses because no one watches dartboard but me.